Greetings in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Welcome to the conference. I've come to you with an encouraging word to, excuse me, remind you all to keep these stank, busted, promiscuous skanks under your feet. You understand what I'm saying? Keep these dirty skanks under your feet. You understand? Because, one thing that I will say is that when people get whim of something that they think that you may grab hold of, when they find out what your talents and abilities are, they will play a hate. Okay? And for people that are talented and gifted and have attributes, there will always be people that will hate on you. It just comes with the territory. And then when they find out that you're the type of person who don't back down to nobody, they will hate on you worse. But I want to encourage you all and let you all know you don't ever allow a piece of funk to preach your stories. You don't allow leg cocking whores to preach your story. You don't allow mattress hopping dudes to preach your story. You don't allow any of that, because you know what? The people that are worried about you and concerned about you are whores, skanks, mattress backs, tramps that if they did not spread their legs, they probably would not even have vehicles today. Okay? Because see, I'm the type of chick, I don't have a problem coming back at trash. When they put their mouths in what is none of their business, as far as, like family life and family business and things of that nature, I don't find that to be any of anyone's business. But I've also taken into consideration that I had a dog around me that, lived in the penitentiary, and was a whore, all of his life, and ran the streets and committed all sorts of crimes, including armed robbery, and, pulled a gun on a woman, I think, or a knife or something. So, when you're dealing with something like that, that's trying to trash your name, don't allow people to trash your name. And don't allow people to paint a picture of you that is false. And when you're dealing with people that say, oh, you have a past, come up against that lie. Come up against that lie. Because, see, as for me, I don't have a past. I don't have a past. You all don't have a past. You know what you have? You have your lives that you lived and that are your business. Okay, that's what you have. But what you have are a bunch of busted whores that, they want to stand around your lives and they want to try to monitor you. Well, I don't allow whores to monitor my life. And I don't know about you all, for those of you that are believers, but there's nothing that I've done in my life that I feel is anybody's business, because nothing I've done in my life is anybody's business. And that's why I don't talk about my life, because it's none of anybody's business. Now, if there is a word of wisdom that I can provide to people that Father has bestowed upon me, or it could be some event that I know of, I will share that with people. But as far as my life is not anybody's business. If I decide to share anything, that's my business. And no one can speak for me, and no one can be, nobody can be the commentary on my life, because nobody knows my life but me. And, I understand, there's various trash out there that, they would like to paint a picture of me that is bad, but they won't be allowed to, because every time that they speak a lie, I will be back with the truth. Every time. So we can just play this game until Jesus Christ returns, because I don't allow anybody to get away with trying to trash my name, my reputation, or any of the people that may be surrounding or involved with my life. I don't have a problem coming up against any of my enemies. I'm not afraid of any of them. They are the promiscuous whores. They are the trash. They are the leg cockers, and they are the mattress bats. I don't have a past. When they were out there whoring around with different men, I'm the type of person, I had a boyfriend. I'm a relationship type person. you know. And as far as the person that I used to be involved with, that's my business as well, you know. And I'm not going to discuss that with anyone either. Now I understand that, anybody who may have stood around me, they may know who I'm talking about. But I want to say that's my business as well. There is nothing that pertains to my life that is any of anybody's business unless I'm the one that decides to share it. And when I get wind that there's a whore or a group of whores or whatever, you know how whores are out there spreading lies and, you know, trying to, defame my character. I'm coming up against those types of tramps. I'm coming up against them. And there's absolutely nothing they're going to do about it. So I wanted to encourage you all that to, keep your lives private. Keep your marriages private, your relationships private. For you fellas out there, if there's a young lady or an older lady or middle age lady, whatever, I don't care about her age. If there's anyone out there, if there's a female out there that you are involved with, married to, dating, whatever, keep your relationships private. Okay, keep them private. Move in silent, in a silent manner. Move in silence, and whatever is going on between you two, keep other people out of it. Okay, and because I want you to know that a lot of you out there are being watched, and a lot of you out there are being hated on, and a lot of people are studying you all. And for you all that, if there's anything that you want to say to people or a person, or if there's a message that you want to convey, approach that person in private, away from prying eyes, away from cameras, video recorders, things of that nature. Because I want you to know that we live in a monitoring world, and people are watching your every move. And we just live in a very sick world now where people don't have lives. And so they live their lives through the eyes of other people, you know. So just keep your relationships private. And I would say this. Excuse me. I'll put it this way. If you were dating somebody, or if you were involved with somebody, if I were you all, I would keep it so that nobody knew but the two of you and your closest friends, if any. And that's the way that you keep people away from your lives, you know, and out of your private circles. Okay, because you should always have your private space with the ones that you love, that outsiders cannot invade. Okay, and for you all that excuse me, I don't know what's going on with my throat, but for you all that you have trash out there that's kicking up dust around your names and trying to defame your reputations and stuff, they can't do that. They can't do that. They're not allowed to do that. 9 times out of 10, really all the time, it will be whores. It's just whores, just basically tramps sitting around trying to trash talk people that they don't like and who don't like them. Don't worry about it. You have a right to stand up for yourselves. You have a right to speak up for yourselves. But you don't have to worry about it too much, because oftentimes they're just busted, ugly, tore up from the floor up, leg cockers. They're just whores. They're skanks. And so you always have a right to stand up for yourselves. But even in that type of a situation, you don't have to stand up for yourselves, because Father God is the one that fights your battles. Because, the battle isn't yours. The battle is the Lord's, And so, it is what it is. I know for me, and the people, the type of, if you want to call them people, the type of trash that I battle, they know I'm going to come back at them. So, I don't even know why people even try me, because yes, I'm going to come back at them, and no, I'm not afraid of them, because I don't allow anybody to trash my name and trash my reputation, especially when I know that the things that they are saying are false and not true. And, as for a person like me and the way, I was brought up, I've never been a promiscuous person. I've never slept around. I've never been a mattress bag. I've never been big on just a lot of dating around. I just never felt, to each his own. But, like I said, I just believe in just finding that one right person and letting that be that. Um, Over the years, I've had whores that were around me but really didn't know me. And, they would put out lies. As a matter of fact, one of the whores was the mother of someone that I used to date. And, she would put out lies. She had put out a lie that I had was messing around with her nephew, when in actuality, she was the one that was involved in incest, and she was attracted to her own nephew. So she had put out a lot of lies, and that she was just that type of woman to just put lies out on people, and that's probably why one of the reasons why she's dead now, you know, because God probably got sick of her like He did Jezebel, and as a matter of fact, this woman lived like Jezebel as well, and there was another lie put out, like in the particular area that I came up in, if there was somebody that liked you, they automatically assumed that you were sleeping with them, you know. And I remember hearing somebody, I remember talking to somebody that was from the area, and I was conversating with this person one day, and I said something about like if they see you talking to the person, and the person said you're sleeping with them, and they kind of like slammed their hand on the desk because this was in a work environment, and it just so happened it was somebody I was talking to was a former was a person that I had attended a high school with, and we were just conversating about how trashy the area that I grew up in was and is, and how people just see people conversating with people, and they just automatically say they're sleeping with the person, and I know that for this person I used to date, their mother put out a lot of lies on me. And so, I don't have a problem defending myself because, we all know that that woman was the town whore, and so were her daughters, and so was her son. And, so I don't have a problem coming up against people like that. But that's why it's very important that, even as parents and you have teenage children, be mindful of the type of people that your children are interacting with, because let me let you all know something. If you're not doing what they do, you don't need to be around them. I know a lot of times you may feel like, well, I don't do what they do, but they will try to make you guilty by association. So, meaning they know that they're living filthy lives and that they are trashy, and they will try to speak about you in a negative manner, and they will try to think that other people are going to believe it due to your association with them. That wasn't close and wasn't what they are trying to portray that it was. But to people on the outside who don't know the real truth about the inside, that may be what they think. And so I've never been the type of person to sleep around. I'm not that type of person. I wasn't raised like that. My sibling and I, we were not raised like that. We were not those types of girls. We were the type of girls that were homebodies, and we stayed at home. We attended football games. We had boyfriends, and that was about it. That was it. But we hung around trash, you know. And so that's why I was saying that as parents, be mindful of the type of people that your children are hanging around, and the type of people that your children are dating. And as far as the person that I dated, everybody knew that person was a piece of trash. And, that's the person that in these latter years that I've had to take down, because that is the same person that was running around spreading lies on me. But, Father took that person down, so I don't have to worry about that person anymore. But I know that a lot of lies have been put out on me that are not the truth. And not only that, but I want to say that a lot of lies have been put out on me by people that are related to my mother, on her side. you know, um, these people, I've always had an awareness of them, and I have interacted with some of them, but it was never like that. You know, they're not my family. My family are the people that raised me, brought me up, loved and cared about me, bought me clothes, toys, jewelry, whatever I wanted, in life. Those are the people that um, were my family. You know, I'm probably I am in blood relation with a lot of people. They're not my family, and they don't know me like that, and I don't know them, and that is how it will remain. And so those have been the people that Father and I have also had to come up against, because from what I understand, someone from their camp has been trying to trash my name and reputation, and I'm not going to allow anyone to do that. No one's going to do that because I'm coming for them and they can believe that. And also, former enemies, not former enemies, but enemies from uh, former classmates, or no, former peers from high school, that I was enemies with and I'm still enemies with. I know that they were partakers as well, and Father and I have come up against them as well. Because see what happens is when you hang around people that are your enemies and they put out lies about you, other enemies will pick up that lie and then they will try to spread it to other enemies and then they will try to spread it to other enemies when they know that they were the whores, they were the sluts, they were the skeezers. And I will continue to call them whores, sluts, and skeezers because that's what they were, leg cocking whores. That's what they were. They know that's what they were. But see, when I began to speak out publicly, their fear came from they thought that I would be talking about them when actually I was talking about the Lord and the goodness of God. But they were like, oh, she has a voice out there. She's going to be talking about the things that we did. So let us try to trash her name and her reputation before she can trash us. You see what I'm saying now, my brothers and my sisters? So now you see why there's been so much warfare around me, okay? So it has been people that were related to my mother and people that I was enemies with in high school and people that were around me in my youth that I hung around, but I didn't do the things that they did. And it was a person that I dated in my youth, only in my youth. And that person, I guess they thought that we were still involved throughout the years, and we were not. So now you see how the lies have come tumbling down. There was somebody that I dated back when I was a teenager, and I dumped that person back in 1993. And I did not pick them back up, but we were still in affiliation on and off. But that person has not been involved in my life because that person has spent the majority of their life in the penitentiary, and I have been out here living my life. And that person, they don't know what boundaries are, and so when they were set free, they felt the need to put their mouth in my business or in my family's business or my relatives' business rather, and decided to try to come up against me because they know that I took them down when they were in the penitentiary, and they know that I didn't put my life on hold because they were locked up. So that was their way of trying to get back. And I do believe that they had people in their bloodline that was assisting them and coaching them and coming up against me. I know they did. So they were playing a game. So meaning, if this person bought me anything, I could see the frustration in them and the dread in them if they bought me something. It could be something that was like a snack or anything. And I could see in them, they really didn't want to do it. But I could also tell and discern that somebody was coaching them to do it, because this person, I'll put it this way. When someone feels like they owe you because they've disrespected you, they will do things for you. And then sometimes they can flip right in the middle of nowhere and feel like, well, maybe I should not have done that for you. And no, I no longer feel like, feel guilty for mistreating you because I really don't care. You understand what I'm saying? People like that are hot and cold. We used to call them sometimey people. Wishy-washy. That's what we call them. 1 minute they're one way. Another minute they're another way. So this person felt the need to run around and spread lies on me, and their mother did the same thing. And, so I don't care, I really don't care. For a long time I had not spoken up about it until I felt like things had gotten out of hand. And when I felt like that people were trying to form armies against me and other people were trying to get involved, then that's when I had to show people who I was, and I had to step out on the scene. And I was like, any of you suckers want to bring it, I'm standing right here. Because when you bring it, I'm going to bring it. And it is what it is, So that's the reason why I don't have a problem speaking out and coming up against people who may say that I have a past. I don't have a past. I don't have a past. What I had was a group of sorry whores around me that I should not have been hanging around. That's what I have. And I've called those whores out, and I will continue to call those whores out. And every time those nasty, busted, ugly tricks come up against me, I don't care if they're blood related or not, I'm coming for you. Yes, I'm coming for you because I'm not afraid of any of you. And it is what it is. And you're not going to paint a picture of me that is false to the world nor to anyone else. I know what my life has been. I know the things that I have and have not done in my life. And it is what it is. And then a lot of you out there, that are single mothers, you may have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, whatever, there may be people that may say, oh, well, you were supposed to be married before you had a baby. Well, you know what you should say to people like that? And you should have been married before you cocked and spreaded your legs for men that you didn't get pregnant by. Okay? And you know what you can say to men like that? You should have been married before you climbed on top and went up in women that you were not married to. So you see, nobody can point their finger at anybody else without first pointing the finger at themselves. So for you ladies out there that are single mothers and you decided not to marry the men that you had your children by, that is fine. You don't have to marry anybody that you don't want to marry. And if you decided to have children and you were not married, let me tell you something regarding that. We know that the law of father is for you to be in the marital union and to be in a covenant. But if you were not, it is what it is. That is between you and father, And just raise your children and be the best mothers that you can be. And don't worry about people who felt like you should be married, because 9 times out of 10, they will be the type of people who have committed adultery, committed fornication, and they didn't get pregnant or they didn't get somebody pregnant. But they still either went up in somebody that was not their spouse or allowed somebody to come up in them that was not their spouse. So for those types of people that have done that and done it with multiple people, you need to shut your mouths and sweep around your own back doors before you try to sweep around anybody else's. So my brothers and my sisters, I hope I've said a word of encouragement to you all today. And with that said, God bless you all until next time, because in this camp, you know how we do it. Bye-bye. Till next time.